Nice watch.
Thanks.
What's the water resistance?
200 meters.
And it's got a date display.
Yes, it does.
I might have gone for a metal strap instead of a leather strap.
Really?
Yes. I think I'd prefer a metal strap. I've had this one for years. It's as good as new.
What's the water resistance?
100 meters.
How long have you had it?
9 years. A little bored of it, actually.
I have yet to see Poor Things, but in general, I'm a big fan of Yorgos Lanthimos' work. His films are quite unique, to say the least. There's almost a Kubrick-like feel to the projects, and I think Lanthimos is one of the few directors working now that's really pushing the boundaries of the film medium. Now, I think when most people think Yorgos Lanthimos, they think weird. And to be honest, that would be right. A lot of Lanthimos' work is, to put it simply, weird. I mean, this is a man who wrote and directed a film about a hotel where people must find love in 45 days or they'll turn into a beast and get sent out into the woods. So yes, there is a deep sense of weird here. And I think, of course, the subject matter is always important, but in Lanthimos' case specifically, the writing and directing of dialogue contributes a lot to the unusual atmosphere of his films. The way that conversation is constructed on the page is unique on its own, and Yorgos also takes a particular approach when it comes to directing actors too. Let's begin by breaking down some of the key features of Lanthimos' dialogue in this scene from The Killing of a Sacred Deer.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Did you eat?
I just had some apple pie.
The writing and delivery is monotone, emotionless, and dry. There is a rhythmical quality to the writing too, not only in this particular scene but throughout, and this creates a coherent world and environment in which the characters exist. The rhythm repeats.
Sure, no problem.
Are you sure you don't want anything? Chicken wings or?
No thanks, I'm fine. Do you have money? I can give you some.
I've got.
Again and again and again, and so we get used to it, and so the world doesn't really feel that weird anymore, and there's even a slight sense of immersion in the story. There is a lot of this particular pattern throughout The Killing of a Sacred Deer.
Had you been drinking when you operated on his father?
Only a little. That had nothing to do with the outcome. A surgeon never kills a patient. An anesthesiologist can kill a patient, but a surgeon never can.
Question.
Had you been drinking when you operated on his father?
Short answer.
Only a little.
Longer answer.
That had nothing to do with the outcome. A surgeon never kills a patient. An anesthesiologist can kill a patient, but a surgeon never can.
Here it is again.
I thought we could all watch a movie together, if you don't mind.
I'd like to watch a movie.
I'm sorry. I have to be getting home soon. I can't be out too late. I didn't tell my wife I'd be late tonight.
And again.
Where have you been?
I went to the hospital. I got the feeding formula. Have you checked on him?
The rhythm repeats. It's just the way that the world is. In this 2.5-minute scene, there are a staggering 14 questions. 9 of these questions are constructed in the pattern mentioned. Question, short answer, longer answer. What I found fascinating is that the majority of questions asked, regardless of which character is asking or answering them, don't actually serve a clear purpose to the overarching story. When I say that, I mean that these questions could be left without answer and we wouldn't really lose much of the depth of the film. So I find it fascinating that Yorgos Lanthimos fills the scene and the majority of the film really with moments like these.
Can you take off your shirt and show me, please? Please.
I do think the reasoning here is the same as his reasoning for the monotone structure of the dialogue in general. The world itself matters just as much as what's going on in the world, and these questions and seemingly meaningless moments exist in the world. So, for us to believe the world, we must see these moments. This creates a unique atmosphere that we quickly and easily accept, as this is a dense world and there's nothing different than the reality presented on screen. Almost halfway through the film, Martin reveals that because Stephen was responsible for his father's death, he must now kill a member of his own family. This twist completely changes the narrative of an already odd enough movie. It introduces a seemingly supernatural element to the story. How does Martin know about this? Is he doing it? What is going on? And this is the main concept driving the rest of the film forward. Usually, I'd think that a moment like this would be given more attention directorially. There would be some build-up, and this scene would have to feel special, but Yorgos Lanthimos simply throws the information in there as if it's something completely ordinary.
Yes, it's exactly what you think. Just like you killed a member of my family, now you gotta kill a member of your family to balance things out, understand?
It isn't, but we completely believe it to be ordinary. Because of the way that the characters are, the way that they speak to each other, and the relationships they have, it would make sense that something like this would be true in this world. Usually we'd be asking questions. Why? How? Who? But because the characters don't, we don't either. I think Yorgos Lanthimos is particularly smart in creating a reality like such because not only is it unique both from a story and a filmmaking perspective, and that obviously makes him stand out from the crowd, but this also aids him in a few key areas. Exposition, for example, is incredibly easy to navigate. In a regular world, when characters announce information or their feelings openly, it's bad writing and clearly over-expositional. But in The Killing of a Sacred Deer, there are no such problems because, well, that's just the way that the characters are. We believe them and the information they speak to us seems natural. This dialogue, for example, in any other film would come across as lazy.
Martin who?
Martin, that boy who came over the other day, the son of your ex-patient. He brought me back from choir practice on his friend's motorcycle. He's really funny. I laughed so hard my ribs hurt.
Yes, he is very funny.
But in The Killing of a Sacred Deer, it comes across as quirky at worst and natural at best. This atmosphere of conversation also brings weight to the general feeling that the film is trying to evoke, a sense of unease and underlying anxiety. Something just seems off the whole way through. And also, because of this feeling, something being off the whole time, it's really unclear whether there is or isn't something particularly wrong or special to Martin's character specifically, up until the cafeteria reveal, of course. He's odd, but so is everyone. Is he going to do something sinister? It seems that way, but it also seems like everybody is kind of sinister too. This creates a wonderful sense of suspense and intrigue. And we're really unsure what the film is about and also who the bad guy is up until almost halfway through. And of course, while the writing is particular and the directing is fantastic in highlighting all of the script's particularities, it's really the performances that make all of this believable. A line isn't written monotone and motionless and dry, it's acted that way. The rhythm is introduced in the script, but it's really the actors that make it come to life. Something I noticed here, and this is a directorial choice for sure, but again it's the acting that makes it believable, is that there is almost never a pause inside of a sentence.
We can have a lemonade contest.
She'd like that. The kids' rooms are amazing. So big and bright.
You're welcome to spend the night if you want. We can easily fit a mattress on the floor next to Bob's bed.
All of this made me wonder if there's a particular force or rule that Yorgos Lanthimos used to write and direct this film. And I think that's instinct. Yorgos Lanthimos' dialogue in The Killing of a Sacred Deer feels deeply instinctual. There are no barriers or walls up. The characters say what they think and how they think it. I think this allows for the story to flow smoothly. Whatever the characters say, whether it be expositional in relation to the world around them or in relation to themselves, we believe it because, again, that's just how things seem to be. If everything is built through instinct, it all makes sense because that's just the thing about instinct. You can't explain it, but you know it's right. In this film, there is nothing to really understand and no puzzle to solve. The entire movie is about evoking a reaction in the viewer. Yes, it's deeply metaphorical, and the whole story is basically a retelling of the myth of Iphigenia.
She wrote a brilliant essay on the tragedy of Iphigenia.
Excuse my pronunciation, which is about how King Agamemnon offends the goddess Artemis by hunting and killing one of her sacred stags. As a result, Artemis impedes Agamemnon's military, only agreeing to stop under the sole condition that Agamemnon sacrifices his beloved daughter, Iphigenia. So, the killing of a sacred deer is a modern-day folktale. And we could ask questions. How does Martin do this? Is this a curse? Why is the world like this? Why are these characters like this? But we don't, not really, and we don't feel the necessity to. We simply accept things, and when we do that, we stop thinking. And a powerful film is one that makes you forget your own world and exist in a different one. A powerful film is one that makes you forget and allows you to simply feel. Thank you so much for watching another video essay, guys. I really appreciate it. Please remember to like the video if you've enjoyed it and also to subscribe to the channel. I will try to do 2 essays a month consistently from now until the foreseeable future, so make sure to stay tuned and comment any video essay ideas you'd like me to try and tackle. Thank you all. I love you all.